Hey everybody, did Walmart lie to me? Did Walmart lie? This rim, I don't think it's tubeless. I've taped it twice with two different rim tapes. The Tessa tape, that's pretty cheap. It's great though. You can get it online. And muck off tape, and it hasn't sealed tubeless. So it says it's a tubeless compatible wheel set. I don't know about that. I'm gonna tape it one last time and we'll see if Walmart lied on their specs sheet. Is the Ozark Trail Pro tubeless compatible? I don't know. But you know what else I don't know about? Is everyone saying I'm a Walmart shill, I'm a billionaire bootlicker. All I care about is, I don't know, I'm like a loser. I'm a corporate shill. That's what people have said to me in the comments on my last few videos. And I feel like I need to say something, and it's gonna be a downer. But did you know almost 50%, according to the industry data that they're giving us, almost 50% of all bike shop purchases are purchased on credit, or they're purchased on buy now, pay later Klarna plans. Okay, so the bike industry is set up to run on poor financial decisions. Okay, and is that a good way to run a business? You know, people are like, I'm gonna buy the bike at the bike shop. I'm not gonna buy the Ozark Trail for $598. I will gladly spend $400 more to buy a bike at a bike shop. And it's like, well, who are you helping out? You know, who are you helping out with that? If you're living paycheck to paycheck and you have credit card debt, and you want to stick it to the man by not buying at Walmart, by buying it somewhere else and paying more, you're not sticking it to the man. If you have zero debt, your house is paid for, you're not giving the banks, you're not giving the billionaires any of your interest payments, you're not giving them any interest, then yeah, go make cool financial decisions. Go make cool decisions like supporting a small brick and mortar bike shop. But, you know, to be honest, the vast majority of us, like I said in my last video, we only have $4,000 of discretionary income to spend per year. And the average person has way more than $4,000 of credit card debt. So we're all living, almost everybody is living well beyond their means. And the only thing I'm trying to say is, yeah, it would be cool to spend more to buy local, but like, if in doing so, the majority of people who make that decision, the majority of them who are making that decision are making that decision on debt purchases, purchases that they don't have the money to pay for. And are you really sticking it to the man going into debt for something, even if it's from a small retailer? No, you want to stick it to the man. You run on no debt. You pay $598 for this. You pay cash for it. You don't worry about the debt. It doesn't stress you out. You get to ride your bike and you get to have fun, and you don't have a cloud of worry over your head. And you know, there's lots of people like Robert Kawasaki. There's lots of people on the internet telling everyone to go into debt to make money. And you know, big picture, that might work. You know, it might work to go into debt to buy a restaurant franchise. And then you can use that money, you can use that asset, it will inflate, the property value will inflate, and you can gain wealthy. You can get wealthy off going to debt. No one is getting wealthy off debt accumulation for consumer purchases. You know, I understand the point of going into debt for a business and doing all this stuff. Yeah, that's for an asset. You're buying an asset that is probably going to go up in value. You're going into debt. That's business advice. But people take business advice and they interpret it into bike shop consumer purchase advice. Like, no one, you should not be going into debt to buy a TV, to buy a bike, to buy this, to buy that. And I just think it's kind of funny that I'm not pro Walmart. I just want people to make good financial decisions, because with good financial decisions, you get freedom to do what you want. You know, statistically, I'm a lower middle class American, and the way I make it working on bikes out of a van, the way my family survives is we don't do debt. We don't do debt purchases. You know, if we want to buy something, we pay cash for it. And yeah, so that's my opinion on debt. And I got to tape this rim and see if it'll work. And then I'm going to show you another tubeless hack secret. and we're gonna ride this bike again, and we're gonna see how it does. So let me show you this tubeless tape secret. All right, so this is the rim. I'm gonna tape it. I've tried the legitimate ways and it didn't work. So we're gonna do the hack job way. And I would never do this for a customer, but if you're in a pinch and you really want to make this wheel set tubeless, this is what I would do. So first off is Gorilla Tape. Works great, super messy cleanup. And what also is bad about this is the sealant can seep through. The air pressure doesn't really go down that much, but the sealant can actually seep through, goes into your spokes, your spoke nipples, and corrodes the entire wheel basically with the sealant. So to combat this, what I do is I have super thin Tessa tape, and I put the Tessa tape, I cover the rim holes, and then I put the Gorilla Tape over. And what I found is that kind of stops most of the sealant seepage into the spokes. So that's what I'm gonna do with this. So I'm getting the Gorilla Tape on. I make sure I pull it super tight. Make sure it stays in the middle. And again, this Gorilla Tape, it's not the way it should be done, but with this Walmart bike, this rim, I think it's the only way it's gonna work, if it works at all. All right, the tire is dried, the rim is taped. We're gonna see the moment of truth. Will it hold tubeless? And you know, making YouTube videos, sharing my real opinions, a lot of people are like getting mad at me, but more people are not getting mad at me. More people are saying thank you for being honest. And I like that. So thanks for doing that. I have a goal of making 10,000 subscribers by the year's end. You know, I'm spending a bit of my time on this, like 5 to 10 hours a week making videos. And if you could subscribe, that would be great. It'd kind of help offset my bike shop business, especially in the winter when things are pretty slow. Like today, I just did one tune-up. But yeah, so we're gonna air this up and see if it holds air. So let's see if it's leaking. Another trick, never put the sealant in before you've tested the leakage. All right, so it's kind of leaking. You can see the bubbles. It's kind of leaking off the valve stem, and that's fixable. But it is not leaking out of the spokes anymore. And that was the issue with the other 2 times I taped this, it was leaking out of the spokes. So my hack job Gorilla Tape seems like it will work tubeless. So let's get this on. Let's go for a bike ride. I caught Walmart in their lies. Look at that. This is the welded seam. It is seeping out air, not welded seam. Okay, look at that. Look at that. Okay, so there's no sealant in here. If you put sealant in, I think it would eventually seal that little weld, that welded hole. But yeah, what are they saying? Saying this is tubeless compatible wheel set with a welded seam. It is not. It is still the best bike for $598. Still the best bike for $598. I'm gonna go out and ride and I'll show you my favorite spot and we'll close out this video. Well, I'm just up here, made it up 1,500 feet. I just gotta say, commercialism is the paradigm of absolute control. It's how they keep us enslaved. Just to put it in perspective, this bike is $598. That would take most of us a couple days to earn. How long does it take us to earn a $5,000 mountain bike? How long does it take us to earn $5,000? Most of us, it's 100 hours. Some of us, if we're well off, it's 40 hours of work. 40 hours to 100 hours toiling down in that city, doing something we don't particularly want to do so that we can have a bike to come up here and do things we want to do. And I just got to say, If you have a $5,000 bike, and you're able to ride it 50 hours a year, is that worth it compared to buying a $590 bike and being able to ride that bike over 100 hours a year? I would rather ride the cheaper bike twice as much than ride the nice, super fancy bike half as much. And you know, that's my thinking. I think we need to spend less, and in turn, the gift of spending less is working less. So work less down there, buy a cheaper bike so you can get up here more. And people say they're worried about the bike shops closing, and I want to support the local bike shop. Go give them $200. Give them $200 cash, say, I like what you do. Better yet, give me $200. You could super chat me $200, and that would give me even more money so I could work less and be up here more. And I would make even more videos to entertain you. But I don't know. But you could at least subscribe to my channel. That would be great. Yeah, I'm gonna do more videos about the Ozark Trail. I'm trying to beat it up and see what falls apart first on it. So, been on like 5 rides. I'm gonna just keep riding it all year long and see how it goes. But yeah, have fun, everybody. Remember, work less, but also spend less, because that's the gift you get when you work less, is you don't have to spend as much. See you, everybody.